A viewer wrote a comment on one of our videos claiming that only Paleo-Hebrew is the inspired language and that all other languages are both pagan and inferior. This is not only historically and linguistically inaccurate, but it also contradicts the teachings of the Bible, and here is why. Number 1. The origin of languages is a part of God's plan to protect and preserve humanity, as stated in Genesis 11:7. Number 2. The Hebrew language was never a set-apart or sacred language compared to others in the region around Israel. In fact, in Isaiah 19:18, it states that the language of the Hebrew people is called the language of Canaan. Number 3. History proves that God used Aramaic, Hebrew, and Greek to deliver His word to the world. In fact, we can see several times in the Gospel of Mark where Jesus is quoted speaking Aramaic. In John chapter 12 we see Philip relaying a message from the Greeks, obviously understanding Greek, and in Acts 21 we can see Paul speaking Greek to the Romans. So if these languages were pagan like this person claims, then that wasn't the belief of Christ or the apostles. Number 4. There is no biblical requirement for the world to learn and speak only Hebrew or Paleo-Hebrew, as this is a false teaching that idolizes Hebrew names and the Hebrew language. To debunk this claim, just look at Acts 2:8, how the Holy Spirit allowed over 3,000 to hear the truth spoken in their own native language. Number 5. In Revelation we see that God will save a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, tribe, people and language. So, God sees the people of every language worthy of His salvation, and does not require them to first learn Hebrew before saving them. Therefore, instead of elevating one language over others, we should appreciate the beauty of all languages that God enabled people to speak, and we should preach the truth to the world in their native language so they can properly understand the truth, which is how the apostles of Christ and the early church reached the world with the gospel. So, when you hear or read someone elevating Paleo-Hebrew or Hebrew into an idol, or claiming Hebrew is some sort of sacred language that we all must learn and speak, then reject that teaching as unbiblical, since the Bible teaches no such concept.